Welcome to the Bigfoot Society. In this special members-only episode trailer, I share a small part of how Josh had a run-in with a gray Sasquatch in the small town of Circle, Montana. It's a wild encounter with intense details. If you've experienced something similar to what Josh has or have more information regarding Bigfoot or other cryptids in the same area, please reach out to me immediately after this episode. Remember, your encounter could be the key to unlocking this mystery once and for all, so please don't hesitate to contact me at bigfootsociety@gmail.com. What were the main things that you noticed that made you think that the animal was mad?
Teeth bared, eyebrows down, and like a very, like if you've seen a chimpanzee bare its teeth, like not in the full screen, just like baring its teeth, it was almost that. The face shape being a little bit different. Like it was just glaring straight at me with its teeth showing.
So you're able to see the teeth. Do you remember anything specific about what you saw? The shape of the
canines were massive.
Okay.
The canines were massive and huge. Not in comparison, like not as big as like a baboon's would be, but definitely like gorilla chimpanzee-esque in size.
If you had to guess what the length of the canines are, or if you could compare it to a household object, how long do you think you would say they were?
I'd say bare minimum, like my middle finger.
Wow. Oh, man.
He was huge. Like every bit of 8.5, 9 feet tall.
The teeth bared, so just all teeth in the mouth, or were you able to see anything else in the mouth, like maybe tongue or?
I don't remember seeing tongue, just because the way the lights hit him, his teeth were very prominent, like he was baring them at me. And I really only had a couple of seconds for this whole thing. So the things that stood out mostly were like the huge teeth, him baring them at me, and him just like his eyebrows were down, like he glared at me like a human would.
You mentioned that there was kind of a gorilla face, but almost human. What were the main features that made you think gorilla face?
So it did have more fur on its face, or hair, I guess you'd say it would be, but it still had like the patches of skin that like a gorilla would almost have, like the bald forehead, the bald-ish cheeks, except for a little bit of hair that came out on the cheekbone. Around its mouth was bare. It had bigger lips. Like it take like a gorilla's mouth and kind of flatten it. So instead of protruding so far out of the face, it's got more of a flat face than the gorilla did.
Gotcha. What did you notice, if anything, about the feature of the nose?
Very squished, very big nostrils that like they almost flared out. Like the tip of the nose and the nostrils were not, like the tip of the nose didn't come out like ours does. The nostrils were more set into the face, with the nose being like more just a bump than an actual protrusion.
Got it. So it wasn't like a hooded nose like we would have. Okay. Gotcha.
No.
Did you notice anything about the eyes at all?
They were yellow.
That being just like the pupil was yellow, or
the pupils were yellow and filled the majority of the eye.
Really? The part of the eye that you didn't see any yellow pupils, what did the rest of the eye look like?
It was just white.
Gotcha.
It was a round iris with the pupils around it, and then just very small bits of white off to either side.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary about like the forehead of the creature?
It was bald, kind of like ours would be, but it looked more like it had, how do I say this? Like a more defined hairline, like a gorilla would have, like it's skin, and then a very, very clear line where the hair is. And it was shiny. Like the skin wasn't black. It was tan for sure, like darker than like a white person's skin would be, but not black.
Gotcha. From what I remember you saying before, you had a creature where the hair is, you said, an off-white gray color, And then
Yep.
you've got the yellow pupils for the eyes. You've got the skin you can see is tan skin, darker than a white person. That makes for a very frightening picture, especially if the eyes are down, angry eyes, I guess you could say, and you see teeth like a chimp. That must have been just a horrifying picture to see, even if it was for a few seconds.
It was not something I would like to do again.
Just want to take a few minutes to say thank you to you, all my listeners, for listening to the podcast. Please take a minute to help out the show by subscribing on YouTube, making sure you hit the bell so you don't miss any notifications, and share the episode on YouTube with a friend. Also, if you're listening to us on a podcast, thank you so much. Make sure that you're subscribed, share the show with a friend. Really, it's all about sharing the show wherever you can. If you've had a Bigfoot encounter related to the following or know someone who has, please reach out to me at bigfootsociety@gmail.com or pass on my email. Here's a list. If you or any relative were involved with Bigfoot sightings in the late 1970s or talked to Kevin or Clifford with the IBIC, I would love to talk to you. Please reach out. And to share anything Bigfoot related from this area, if you've got anything else you'd like to share from the Mount Shasta area, I'm not going to decline that either. A special thank you to all the Bigfoot Society Patreon and YouTube channel members. It's your support that helps keep the show going, and I extremely appreciate it.